What if I told you that your heart changes within the very first minutes of a walk? And no, there isn't one single magic minute that's identical for everyone. What science can point to is a range, a point where your body has stayed active long enough at a meaningful pace to register the walk as a true training signal. Imagine you're sitting there, scrolling through your phone, and you decide to get up and take a walk. It seems like a simple, almost insignificant gesture, but your heart doesn't see it that way at all. In a matter of minutes, it starts responding as if it received a positive alert signal. All right, movement incoming, let's get to work. What looks like just a stroll around the block is, practically speaking, a gentle stress test for your cardiovascular system. With those first few steps, your muscles start demanding more oxygen. To meet that demand, the heart has to pump more blood. But it doesn't just do this randomly. There's a whole adaptation process controlled by your nervous system and blood vessels. The body adjusts pressure, heart rate, and blood flow, almost like tuning an instrument before a concert. And here's the curious part. This response isn't just momentary. Even a short walk can wake up mechanisms that, when repeated day after day, are linked to a lower risk of heart attacks, better artery flexibility, and lower blood pressure, especially in people with hypertension. It's no exaggeration to say that the heart learns from every walk you take regularly. The detail almost no one talks about is that there is a tipping point where this walk stops being just a warm-up and starts, in fact, generating measurable protection for the heart. Researchers have tried to estimate this threshold in practical terms.
This arrives at your door in 3 to 5 days, and you'll still be using it years from now. Let me be clear about what this actually is. The Natural Healing Handbook is not an herbal and psych
Threshold in practical terms. And that's what we're going to break down throughout this video. No miracle promises, just what the studies actually show. The heart likes walking because it is a predictable, continuous, and low-impact effort. Unlike explosive movements like sprints or jumping, walking gives the cardiovascular system a controlled stress. This means the heart is challenged but not battered. It works harder for a while, then returns to rest. And this alternation, repeated many times, is exactly the type of stimulus that strengthens the heart muscle. From a physiological point of view, walking regularly increases the efficiency with which the heart pumps blood. Over time, it can send more blood to the body with fewer beats. It's like swapping out an old, noisy, gas-guzzling engine for a silent, high-efficiency motor. This is one of the reasons why active people tend to have a lower resting heart rate than sedentary people. Another reason walking is so effective is what it does to your blood vessels. With each step, blood flow increases and creates force against the artery walls, which stimulates the release of substances that help keep them flexible and healthy. Stiff arteries are a major driver of high blood pressure and increased cardiovascular risk. A more pliable artery handles pressure variations throughout the day much better. And then there's the metabolic piece of the puzzle. Walking improves insulin sensitivity, helps control glucose, positively influences cholesterol, and aids in reducing chronic low-grade inflammation, which is a key factor in heart disease. It might seem like just a walk, but the chain reaction of benefits this triggers is far greater than most people imagine. During those first few minutes, you might only notice the basics. Your breathing gets a little faster, your body warms up, your muscles wake up, but inside, your body's already shifting gears. The sympathetic nervous system kicks into gear, releasing substances that increase your heart rate and redirect blood to the muscles in action. The heart starts beating faster, but in an organized way, following the body's demand. At the same time, blood vessels in your legs and working muscles dilate, making it easier for blood to pass through. This improves oxygen and nutrient delivery and carbon dioxide removal. It's a game of fine-tuning. Flow increases in some places and decreases in others, always prioritizing what is being used most at that moment. That is why even a light walk is considered a real cardiovascular stimulus. There's also a metabolic warm-up happening. The body starts using more glucose and fat as energy sources. Over time, this mechanism becomes more efficient, which helps reduce visceral fat accumulation, that fat stored around your organs that is especially dangerous for the heart. So, even if the scale doesn't seem to budge much, there is a much more important change happening on the inside. And this is exactly the phase where many people give up because they feel a slight discomfort when leaving a resting state. The heart racing a bit, breathing falling out of rhythm, a feeling of, wow, I am really out of shape. The truth is, this mild discomfort is just the body adapting. The bad news is that those who always stop at this point often don't stay long enough to reach the phase where the benefits become clearer over time for the heart. There is a minimum time the body needs to stay in motion for the heart to stop just responding to effort and start registering it as a protective stimulus. It's not magic, it's physiology. In many studies, the zone where exercise begins to be associated with reduced cardiovascular risk isn't in the first few minutes, but when you maintain continuous activity for a little longer without stopping. Generally speaking, research shows that after a certain duration of continuous walking at light to moderate intensity, the body starts to more clearly activate acute adaptations in blood pressure, vessel tone, and inflammatory markers. And these responses, repeated several times a week, are what add up to build medium and long-term protection. It's not one single day that changes everything. It's the repetition. Another critical point is intensity. If the walk is so light that you can barely feel the difference between standing still and moving, the stimulus might be too small to generate significant adaptation. On the other hand, you don't need to walk as if you were running. The sweet spot lies, for most people, at that intensity where you can hold a conversation, but you feel like you're actually working.
It is in this balance between time and intensity that real heart protection starts to add up. If you want a practical target, most guidelines and large population studies point to about 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity activity. Many people translate that into roughly 30 minutes on most days, often at a brisk but sustainable pace. You can still benefit below that, but this is a common threshold where the signal becomes much clearer over time. And once you understand that, even a walk to the grocery store starts to look different. While you walk, your blood pressure isn't static. It rises a bit during the effort to ensure blood gets where it needs to go, but in healthy people, this increase is controlled. The interesting part is what happens after. Often in the hours following a walk, your blood pressure tends to drop lower than it was before. This effect, called post-exercise hypotension, is one of the reasons walking is so highly recommended for those with high blood pressure. Your heart rate joins this dance too. During the walk, it goes up to meet demand, but with training, it rises less for the same amount of effort. This means your heart has become more efficient. It's as if it learned to do the same job while using less energy. This improvement isn't just technical trivia, it is directly linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular death in physically active people.
As Tom Hegna said, it's the million-dollar problem. You got to have a plan. Do you sell fixed indexed annuities to protect your clients from market turmoil? Here's a product that protects them from the market downturns and the real big
vascular death in physically active people. Now, blood vessels are a big part of this story, even though most people rarely think about them. Increased blood flow stimulates the release of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps dilate arteries and keeps the endothelium, the inner lining of your vessels, healthy. A well-functioning endothelium is a barrier against fat plaques and clots that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Here's something short videos rarely mention. This dance between pressure, heart rate, and vessels isn't just an immediate response to exercise. Over time, the cardiovascular system's operating pattern changes. It's like re-educating your heart and arteries. And I want you to tell me in the comments, have you noticed your heart responding differently since you started walking more often? Or are you still finding it hard to build a consistent routine? There is a common trap, thinking that any quick movement fixes everything for the heart, like walking 2 minutes to the corner and believing that counts as structured exercise. Not quite. That type of super short movement is better than staying still all day, of course, but it's usually not strong enough to trigger the cardiovascular adaptations that studies link to heart protection.
For a long time, guidelines recommended blocks of at least 10 minutes of continuous walking at light to moderate intensity to start seeing consistent benefits. Today, there's discussion that you can accumulate shorter periods throughout the day. But when we look specifically at heart health, it still makes a huge difference to have periods where you walk non-stop for a bit, longer, letting the body truly enter exercise mode. In practice, this means getting up from your chair often is great to break up sedentary time, but it probably doesn't replace that stretch where you walk continuously, feeling your heart working a little harder than at rest. Several studies showing reduced cardiovascular risk use a benchmark of around 30 minutes of activity on most days of the week. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't just be a lap around the block every few days.
A common mistake is thinking you walk a lot because you move around the house or office, but the effort stays so light and broken up that you never reach a continuous stretch where your heart has to work meaningfully above rest. The tipping point we talked about earlier lies exactly in this balance. It's not about walking until you faint, nor sitting all day counting loose steps. It's about having, with some frequency, periods where you consciously decide you are walking to take care of your heart. Another million-dollar question is it better to walk slowly for longer or walk at a faster pace for less time? Observational studies with thousands of people show that those who walk at a brisk pace generally have a lower risk of death from cardiovascular causes than those who stick to a very slow stroll. This suggests that it's not just the minutes that count, but the intensity weighs heavily on the scale too. Walking at a moderate pace is that sweet spot where you can hold a conversation, but you feel your breathing is a bit heavier. We call this the talk test. A fast walk or brisk walk pushes you close to the limit where you'd struggle to speak in full sentences without gasping for air. Science shows benefits across this entire range, but the closer you get to that more intense rhythm within your personal limits, the greater the stimulus tends to be for your heart and blood vessels. There is also the concept of interval walking, alternating harder, faster stretches with lighter recovery periods. For some people, this is an interesting way to get a solid cardiovascular stimulus in less total time, provided there are no medical restrictions. For example, short bursts of power walking followed by a normal strolling pace. This can efficiently improve conditioning and blood pressure control. The bottom line is that the best walk is the one you can stick with consistently. If you hate the feeling of power walking, starting with moderate intensity and adjusting over the weeks already brings great results. The heart responds to the immediate challenge and the history of movement you build. You don't need to be an athlete, you need to be consistent. If you spend hours sitting every day, working, studying, or driving, you've probably heard that sitting is the new smoking. It's true, but there's a nuance often left unexplained. It's not just the act of sitting that's harmful, but the combination of long sedentary hours with the almost total absence of structured physical activity. The good news is that even for those living this lifestyle, walking is still one of the simplest and most effective ways to start reversing this scenario. Studies show that very sedentary people who start including regular walks in their routine see a significant drop in cardiovascular disease risk compared to those who remain completely inactive. The impact is often biggest for people starting from zero because the gap between no activity and some activity is large. Even a simple walking routine can create noticeable changes in how the cardiovascular system handles daily demands.
But it's not just about ticking the walk box at the end of the day and staying motionless the rest of the time. Breaking up long periods of sitting with small standing breaks, taking the stairs, pacing while talking on the phone, getting up to refill your water instead of hoarding bottles at your desk, all of this helps reduce absolute sedentary time, which is also a risk factor. These micro movements don't replace structured walking, but they work as a team with it. So if you recognize yourself as someone who spends most of the day in a chair, don't fall into the trap of thinking it's too late or that only a fancy gym membership would solve it. Starting with simple walks, respecting your limits, is already a huge move in the right direction. Science is very clear on one thing. The heart prefers someone who starts slow and keeps going 1,000 times more than someone who never starts at all. A question that pops up all the time is, how do I know walking is actually helping my heart if I can't see it working? You can observe some indirect signs, both during the walk and in daily life. One of the first is realizing you can walk longer or at a faster pace without getting as winded as before. This improvement in exercise tolerance indicates your cardiovascular system is adapting. Another sign is faster recovery. In the beginning, your heart might race for a long time after you stop. With a few weeks of practice, it's common to notice your heart rate drops back to normal much quicker. This shows the heart is responding better to changes in demand, which is a positive marker of conditioning. In daily life, many people report climbing stairs with less struggle, feeling less short of breath during simple tasks, and noticing that heavy feeling or fatigue at the end of the day decreases. In people with high blood pressure, home measurements over weeks often show more controlled numbers, especially when walking is combined with good diet and sleep. In a doctor's office, this frequently shows up as more stable blood pressure. Then there are the subjective but crucial signs: better sleep, reduced anxiety, more mental clarity, and a general sense of well-being. All of this influences the heart because the cardiovascular system is highly responsive to physical and emotional stress. You don't need expensive gadgets to track these changes. Paying attention to your body is already a great simple progress monitor. When talking about the minimum effective dose of walking for the heart, many guidelines converge on a moderate amount of aerobic physical activity per week, on most days at light to moderate intensity. Translating this to real life, it's like getting at least something close to 30 minutes of brisk walking on most days. From this threshold onwards, cardiovascular benefits start to become very clear in population studies.
Oh my goodness, the person who invented this thing is simply a genius, because you only
Onwards, cardiovascular benefits start to become very clear in population studies.
But there is the ideal, which goes a bit beyond the minimum. People who manage to accumulate more activity time throughout the week, whether through longer walks or daily walks combined with other forms of movement, tend to have even greater protection. Of course, there's a limit. It's not an endless more is better, but most people are so far below this threshold that the initial concern should just be getting off zero and reaching at least the minimum. The dose also changes a bit depending on your stage of life. Young adults generally tolerate more intense walking well and can play with faster paces. Middle-aged people, especially those who already have high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of heart disease, benefit hugely from regular walks, even at moderate intensity, as long as they are consistent. Seniors might need to adapt the terrain, footwear, and pace, but they continue to respond very well to walking, including for preventing functional loss. For those starting from a complete standstill, think progressive. Start with just a few minutes that don't cause exaggerated discomfort and increase the duration or intensity a little bit each week. The brain loves this gradual process. And if this kind of content is helping you better understand how to take care of yours, you can support the channel using the Super Thanks button below. This shows YouTube that it's worth promoting serious health information and helps me bring you more videos like this. And of course, anyone with diagnosed heart disease or symptoms
The company that has remained steadfast and kept the right principles. The company headed toward the world with the right principles. The company that grows with its customers and shares generously. We are Atomy. Atomy, which has been growing ever since its establishment in 2009, is a global network marketing company with a presence across the globe. Atomy's #1 goal of going beyond customer satisfaction to customer success continues to be its top priority to this day. Providing good quality products at reasonable prices, Atomy's competitiveness lies in the nature of distribution. The absolute quality and absolute price product philosophy that Atomy has practiced since its inception is included in all of its products, such as health functional foods, beauty, living, food, fashion, home appliances, and more. Atomy Hemohim surpassed 2 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales, ranked #1 in domestic health functional food exports. Developed as part of a national project by the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute, Hemohim holds 23 international patents and made history in 2023 by being the first in the country to offer dual health benefits, immune boost and fatigue relief. Absolute Cell Active Skincare, a flagship product, has surpassed 1 trillion Korean won in cumulative sales. It received the King Sejong Award from the Korean Intellectual Property Office, a first in cosmetics, and was named a world-class product for next generation by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Atomy prioritizes customers, earning customer-centered management certification for 3 consecutive years, a rare industry feat. Since opening its US branch in 2010, Atomy has grown into a global hub, linking producers and consumers worldwide through 27 branches in Asia, South America, Oceania, and Europe. Atomy products have proven overwhelmingly popular in international markets, achieving the top export ranking for health supplementary food and health supplements. Following the $300 million Export Tower Award, the company reached cumulative exports of $1.8 billion in 2024. After launching its EU branch, Atomy plans to expand globally, focusing on Africa, Central and South America, and other emerging markets. Atomy's GSGS strategy, which stands for Global Sourcing Global Sales, allows the supply of products that align with the absolute quality and absolute price philosophy through Atomy's global sales network. Atomy's success system, in which the company runs all seminars, allows any member to succeed regardless of individual ability. This is the driving force behind Atomy's distinctive growth. Success seminars that bridge online and offline realms vividly communicate Atomy's vision to members worldwide, presenting a vision of global success that goes beyond time and space by merging business and culture. The ACT project has been initiated to cultivate global leaders and empower active members around the world. Atomy continues to provide unwavering support for success, including the reopening of Songnisan Forest as a hub for the Atomy brand experience. To achieve absolute quality and absolute price, and to ensure commitment to quality from its partners, Atomy provides various support measures for partnering companies, such as cash payment within 1 week from delivery, interest-free operating fund loans, and joint quality management systems, among others. These create a culture of accompanied growth. Atomy is implementing various policies to ensure sustainable coexistence with the Earth. The company promotes resource recycling and environmental restoration through product renewals aimed at zero plastic initiatives, increasing the use of biodegradable plastics and eco-friendly materials, and introducing smart packaging solutions. Atomy's contributions surpass not only its industry and the distribution sector, but also stand at the top level nationally. Over the past 3 years, the company's donation percentage relative to revenue has been 30 times that of the distribution industry, ranking first among Korea's top 500 companies. As a result, it has earned various government awards and certifications, including the Government Award for Sustainable Management, Good Donor Award, Family Friendly Company, and Great Place to Work Korea. Atomy's culture of sharing has expanded beyond national borders, with the company, members, partner companies, and executives actively engaging in social contribution activities worldwide. The company that holds true to its principles while creating a new distribution culture. The company expanding globally with the trust of people around the world. The company that dreams of customer success while moving beyond customer satisfaction. The company that cherishes the spirit. We are Proud Atomy.
Well, good morning, and Valerie, if you don't mind, I'll just hand it over to you for a quick minute, Valerie, if you're here.
Good morning, CJ. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning. Yes, and if you are visiting us, first of all, welcome to Momentum Morning. And if you are visiting us today, please go ahead, unmute yourself, introduce yourself, share with us. We invited you to this amazing call. And the only way to do that is by simply touching on your mic at the bottom of your screen. And when you're done introducing yourself, kindly mute yourself again. Thank you.
And don't be shy. This is a family affair.
Yes, and as CJ said before, if it's your second time, your third time, you are still a visitor, please go ahead and introduce yourself again. Thank you.
Seems like we have no guests on the call this morning, Valerie.
It seems that we have no guests this morning. Maybe
And
they'll come in a little later. It's only
yes,
10:13. Yes.
perk up the courage. That's right. And we get any testimonial yesterday? I don't think so.
I'm sorry, which testimonial, Gwen's?
Oh, it was Gwen
Remember,
yesterday. That's
Gwen
correct.
gave us, I think it was, what is today, Wednesday? I think it was Monday when Gwen shared the testimony and we recorded it.
Correct. But we
Yes,
could take a quick testimonial this morning before we get into it.
of course.
Stories. Story time. Your fermented noni, your hemohem, your jelly stick, pomegranate, your
Good
apophenon.
morning.
Good morning, Sylvia.
Just about any supplements, right?
Anything, as long as it's a good, glowing, hardcore testimonial.
Okay, sir. Well, I had suffered from gastroparesis. That means that my food would not digest very easily.
Mm,
That was some time ago. It's surprised to know. However, over time, this issue was taken care of. I wasn't even aware of this until just recently. So, and I definitely can't point out what supplement helped. But I'm doing just great to the point
yes,
that I have forgotten that I had such a problem. So that's it. Because I've taken
absolutely.
so many supplements that I said I really can't pinpoint which one does the job.
Okay. And does that include your hemohem?
Yes, of course. And noni,
Okay,
among others, probiotic and my calcium and several of
correct.
them.
I applaud you, Sylvia. I applaud you. I encourage everyone to be proactive about your health, protecting your health. Your health is your wealth. Your
Yes,
wealth
amen.
is your health. And no one is coming to save you.
Mm-mm.
I know that one will sting, but no one is coming to save you. It's your health. Protect your health. And for the past 2 days now, going 3 days, for some mysterious reason, I find myself going back to the the whole issue of walking. And if you're not doing it, well, the important thing is to get started. Baby steps, and then try and become consistent. Walking goes a far way in improving your health. Okay, studies have shown that for longevity and quality of life, it evolves around walking. Get up, get up, get up, wherever you are. Someone wants to say
CJ,
something?
I usually walk in the morning, but because of the
Mhm.
winter, because the winter comes on, then I have to slow down.
Winter? Are you
Yes,
kidding
it's
me?
yes, CJ.
You
I'm living
you
in
are in
Ocala. Come
Florida,
on.
aren't you? Florida?
I am
Oh, come
living
on,
in
man.
Florida, and sometimes when I go outside, the whole place is covered. The grass is as white as snow. So I can't walk in this kind of weather.
Oh my
But I do
goodness,
whatever I can in my
where
house.
in Florida are you, Sylvia?
I'm in Ocala, my dear.
Oh, I thought you were in South Florida.
I was at one point in time, but I've left there 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Sylvia, you are in Florida, okay? So let's get with
Yes,
it.
come on, CJ.
There's no snow in Florida, so let's go, let's go, let's go. Next, anyone else? Oh, are you kidding me? Anyone else? Real quick, we have a lot of things we want to get through this morning. Anyway, Sylvia, don't feel bad. We just want to encourage you to get up and to
Yes,
get
yes.
with it. That's all.
Yeah, I will.
All right. So if we look on your phone on the screen, there is the milk thistle for your liver health. There's a psyllium husk, take care of your bowel movement. There's your calcium supporting bone health. There's hmm, your is it your iron, atomy iron for your energy and blood circulation. Your smart memory up, that's the brain right there. Your eyes, and we're going to talk about the lutein this morning for a quick minute. Yes, your eye health. So we have so many things here in the store, and not to mention the home products, the kitchen products for the kitchen, nutrition. Um, so much that we got going on here. Let me take a quick minute to talk about Atomy, the company. Uh, Fortune 500 companies, Atomy is number one in terms of sales and production. I believe that very soon we're going to have to take a trip over to South Korea. We went to Australia the other day. We need to be heading for South Korea because, folks, what we need to understand is that the company and the culture of South Korea is one of excellence. They strive for excellence. They're, it's about standards, and Atomy is a high standard company. You know, I sent a box of yes, Valerie, for real. I sent a box of fermented noni to a customer the other day, and they were absolutely blown away. It was just the packaging. And we take it for granted. When a box of the Hemahim shows up, it's like, wow. And it comes with the flyer, stuff to read. Folks, we need to understand that we are with a high standard company. And the South Korean people, they don't like second place. They don't. They are driven. And it comes through in the culture. And recently I made mention of the vehicles, the Samsung phone, the Hyundai, the Genesis. There are signs that the South Korean people they're not playing. And if you talk about your microchips, South Korea is the world leader in all the microchips processing. So it's good for us to be aligned with a company that is futuristic. And it's also a generational company. This company, when you get involved, is planning for not just for you and not for your children, but even for your children's children. Yeah. So when you come on board, this company is saying we are going to take care of you, we're going to take care of your children, and we are going to take care of your children's children. That's a big deal. I don't know of any other network marketing company that is that futuristic and in that generational in planning in its policies. Okay. So Valerie, I guess we should give a last call before we move on. What do you think?
Yes, sir. I shall
Going once?
be
Yes.
pleasure to do that. Going once, going twice. If you are new, visiting us
Yes.
here on this amazing call called Momentum Morning, please unmute and introduce yourself and let us know we invited you to the call. Going once,
Going twice.
going twice.
Going for the third and the last time.
We
Okay.
have no visitors, unfortunately, but they'll be coming tomorrow.
Unfortunately.
So we will keep inviting, keep on inviting. And CJ, if I may add to the Korean list of things, what about TVs? I get all my TVs are Samsung.
There you go. Yes. And it's a rising star in the a force to be reckoned with in the global economic uh, geopolitics. South Korea is not playing. So be aware, folks, that you are with a company that is right there on the cutting edge. Uh, I've also discovered to take it one step further, Valerie. The conversation has been about the microbiome these past few years, recent years, and what really stirred me recently is, and I spoke about it in the Momentum Morning Show, was we have a product out of Atomy called Hair Vital, and there's a lot of science behind it. It is guaranteed to regrow hair in 4 weeks, 92.67% guaranteed. And that's because they have integrated or infused into that hair shampoo the whole science of the biome. I am discovering that they have taken this thing so serious. They have they have discovered that the scalp has its own biome, not just the gut, but the scalp. And so what is put into that Hair Vital is designed. Let's take care of this real quick. And the hair the Hair Vital product is. Can you hear me, Valerie? Want to make sure I'm not.
Yes, sir, we are hearing you.
Okay. I apologize for the interruption. The Hair Vital, the scalp biome, is now being discovered that the feeding of the microbiome in the gut, in the scalp, that's the energy center. It's the energy cells is in the microbiome, and so Atomy is right up there, folks. We are with a great company. It's just that we are not recognizing this, but we are on the cutting edge. And again, All our products are 100% plant-based, global sourcing, global sales. So, one final call for a testimonial this morning. I don't believe it. Not even one testimony this morning. No one is using the products. Skincare, hair care, eye care.
CJ, I think all of us are using the products. I definitely am. As a matter of fact, I am grateful for your continuous reminder about the great products because I really have not been a noni juice user. I think I used it like maybe 3 months in a row some time ago. But I ordered my noni. So I am going to restart using noni juice, especially since that somebody said that it does help with the parasites. So I don't know if I have those things, but I'm going to find out from Dr. Dion. So I'm getting a head start by taking the noni juice. And then, of course, you also mentioned the papaya seeds. I love papaya, so I'm going to try to get ahead of the game so that hopefully, by the grace of God, she will tell me that I don't have any of those thieves eating up your nutrients, etc. Yeah, but I am on board everything when it comes to Atomy. I love the Absolute Skincare set. I am trying my best to use it as Maria has taught us to. And yeah, I am on board. Everything, shampoo, body wash, lotions, they are just amazing. And as I said the other day that I started using the scrub, the body scrub, and I don't know, all of a sudden I cannot shower without it. I just love what it does to my skin. You know, so we are blessed beyond measure when it comes to Atomy and the products. And back to you, CJ.
Thank you, Valerie. And I am going to make sure that if, just in case there's anyone here on the call for the first time, you are not going to leave this call and not hear about our #1 standalone best-selling product in the Atomy store. For the past 9 years, it's been the #1 selling herbal supplement and functional food. And every 7 seconds, someone is taking the Hemohim. Then we're going to look at our Atomy, the lutein for the eye care. And we must take a look at the spirulina. So real quick, let's jump on the Hemohim tutorial. And we must remind ourselves that even though you might not be experiencing any issues in your body, as far as it relates to cancer and all these issues and diseases, but proactively, every time you take your Hemohim, you are building that wall of Jericho. You are safeguarding your immune system and your health generally. So here goes.
While there are various treatments for diabetic patients in the world, oral insulin is not yet developed. Again, oral insulin is not yet developed. However, Hemohim has been granted a patent for its insulin secretion increasing effect. Why is Hemohim good for various diseases? Human diseases are numerous, and it is said that 70% of them are related to this. What could that be? It's none other than blood. Hemohim's hemo stands for hemoglobin, H, hematopoiesis, I, immunity, M modulations. It directly related to blood. Additionally, the human body is organized as a whole immune system to prevent diseases from both inside and outside. Is having a robust immune system always indicative of good health? Hemoim precisely regulates the immune system. When developing Hemoim at Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute, the approach scientists took to boost the immune system was through improving the blood. Many people have benefited from taking Hemoim. Today, I would like to remind you all that its assistance is not merely based on subjective experiences, but has been tested over several years and is registered as a patent. If you watch this video until the end, you will receive a lot of help. We will also provide links to materials related to the patent content. So please take the time to read them when you can. What was created at the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute as a national project involving an expenditures of 209 million pesos, that is $3 million, over 8 years, is none other than Hemoim. It took about 8 years to develop Hemoim, and approximately 15 doctors, traditional Korean medicine practitioners, and PhD level researchers were involved in the research. It is the continuous top seller with 7 sachets sold every second and is exported to 19 countries globally, accumulating a total sales of 83 billion pesos, $1.5 billion. It holds 16 global patents. Isn't it amazing numbers? Today's paper was sourced from a place called ScienceOn, and the patent information was obtained from a website called Kipris. If you visit ScienceOn, you can also search for Chairman Park Han-gil's papers, a study on enterprise risk management of a network marketing company, focusing on the case of Atomy. If you have the time and are curious, I encourage you to take a look. The first point is about the anti-inflammatory properties. It's a herbal complex compositions. If you look at the end, you will see potent anti-inflammatory effect. It has a very strong anti-inflammatory effect on the body, which can provide assistance with the various inflammations in our body, including sinusitis, arthritis, and more. Another paper shows the fat accumulation inhibiting effect of Hemoim's metal chelylate. This means it has a fat deposition effect. This is the most recent information from 2023. Does the health supplement Hemoim cause liver injury? This is because of a component called methoxsalen. It can occur as a side effect when taking medications. Methoxsalen derived from natural source is not harmful to the body. Hemoim consumption does not lead to liver toxicity. There was a case in Hong Kong, but it's challenging to attribute the patient's issues solely to Hemoim, as the patients may have had underlying conditions. If you are wondering whether Hemoim is similar to traditional herbal medicines, you don't need to worry. This is because the toxicity from herbs has already been removed, making it safe for your kidneys. From now on, I will explain 8 aspects of Hemoim's patent acquisition. The information mentioned earlier is from papers, not from patents. Number 1, hematopoiesis and immune function enhancing, radiation protective, functional food. It can be widely utilized for hematopoietic and immune functions enhancement for the prevention and recovery of various diseases, or for the elderly with the fewer side effects and toxicity compared to existing biochemically based immune and hematopoietic enhancers. The patent has expired as it was only valid for 20 years. Second, composition and manufacturing method for enhanced anti-cancers, immune and hematopoietic effects, and inhibitions of oxidative biological damage. Our DNA gets damaged, leading to aging. and malfunctioning occurs during the DNA replication process. However, hemoim has an inhibitory effect on oxidative biological damage, demonstrating outstanding anti-cancer effect, immune and hematopoietic function enhancement, and an inhibitory effect on oxidative biological damage. It mitigates the immune and hematopoietic functional impairments that occur during cancer treatment and radiation therapy. Third, prevention and treatment of skin disorders. Outstanding anti-cancer and sunburn treatment for UV-induced skin damage. Number 4, prevention and treatment of diabetics. Promotion of blood sugar reduction. Increased insulin secretion, hepatotoxicity reductions, and diabetes treatment effects. The composition of the present invention by demonstrating effects such as a promotion of blood sugar reduction, increased insulin secretion, beta cell protections, hepatotoxicity reductions, and elevation of immune function suppression can be usefully employed as a pharmaceutical composition for the treatment of type 1. It says about type 1 diabetics. My entire concern lies here in point 4. If there are diabetics patients, please listen to what I have to say. The total population of the Philippines is approximately 109 million people. As of 2021, 2 years ago, it is estimated that there are 4 million diabetics patients among the Philippine populations. When you add up the actual and potential diabetes patients is roughly about 20% of the population. Hemoim is helpful for both type 1 and type 2 diabetics. Now, you might be wondering, how do we distinguish between type 1 and type 2 diabetics? You may think type 1 diabetics occurs in childhood, while type 2 diabetics typically occurs in adults. To put it more accurately and simple, type 1 diabetics is when our body has antibodies that attacks the cells in the pancreas that make insulin, ultimately leading to the inability to produce insulin. Type 2 diabetics, on the other hand, is a form of diabetics that affects adults and involves two main factors. Initially, it's not about not producing insulin. Insulin is present, but its efficiency gradually decreases. When you gain weight due to dietary habits, it leads to what is called insulin resistance. Insulin is there, but it resists, becoming relatively inadequate. The pancreas tries to produce more insulin, but eventually it gets exhausted, leading to an insulin deficiency. While there are various medications for diabetic patients in the world, oral insulin is not yet developed. Again, oral insulin is not yet developed. However, Hemoim has been granted a patent for its insulin secretion increasing effect. I want to emphasize again, Hemoim has been granted a patent for its insulin secretion increasing effect. Number 5, asthma prevention and treatment. It can be useful as a pharmaceutical compositions or health food for preventing and treating asthma by suppressing Th2 immune responses related to the occurrence of asthma, reducing the infiltration of immune cells into the lungs and mucus secretion in the lungs in animal models that induce asthma. Hemoim is even good for the asthma. How many years have you been suffering from asthma? Right? Number 6, improvement or treatment of a liver disease with a liver injury. It can be used to improve the condition of a liver damaged by acetaminophen or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. In addition, it is harmless to the human body because it uses extracts derived from natural substances. It has excellent applicability as food or medicine. 7, improve your ability to perform fatigue recovery exercises. It is possible to effectively improve accumulated fatigue in the body by controlling various factors involved in enhancing exercise performance. Factors related to the enhancement of exercise performance may be effectively controlled. In addition, since the above composition contains a natural plant extract or its fraction as an active ingredient, it is completely harmless to the human body and can be used safely. 8. Treatment for improving muscle strength while preventing sarcopenia. The composition, which is an aspect of the present invention, can fundamentally improve muscle degradations related to diseases such as muscle strength and sarcopenia by promoting the expression of the muscle cell differentiation factors. In addition, the above composition is completely harmless to the human body because it utilizes extracts from plants, which are natural products, as an active ingredient. Let me summarize 10 things again. 8 things from the patent, 2 things from the paper. Number 1, hematopoiesis and immune function enhancing, radiation protective functional food. Second, composition and manufacturing method for enhanced anti-cancer, immune, and hematopoietic. Third, prevention and treatment of skin disorders. Fourth, prevention and treatment of diabetics. Fifth, asthma prevention and treatment. Sixth, improving or treatment of a liver disease with a liver injury. Seventh, improve your ability to perform fatigue recovery exercises. Eighth, treatment for improving muscle strength or preventing sarcopenia. Ninth, anti-inflammatory effect. 10th, inhibitory effect of a herbal composition, hemoim, on the activation of a human mast cell line. So far, I have told you 10 efficacy effects. The membership price is 4,300 pesos for 60 sachets. If you buy 4 boxes, you will have 16,200 pesos. Each 4,050 pesos per box. Make sure to take hemoim, which is good for your body. Thank you so much. Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you so much. Hey, hey. Thank you, Mr. Atomy Bro. Any questions? 10 benefits. Improve immune function. Type 1, type 2 diabetes.
I had seen
Yes,
that one
Benjamin.
before, CJ. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
But what I noticed the second time that I'm seeing this
Mhm.
is the liver injury, which is what I'm talking to
That's
someone
right.
about.
Yeah.
And there were several different areas that he highlighted in this one that I've got 2 doctors looking at this product right now. And I've been trying to decide which one of these videos to send. And I think this is the best one for these doctors. Because
Is it Gwen?
detail.
Is that you, Gwen?
Yes.
Okay. You know, there's a reason why I do what I do every morning. There's a lot of research that is going on behind the scenes, Gwen. And so there is hemohim in 4 minutes. There is hemohim in 6 minutes. There is hemohim in 8 minutes. There is hemohim in 11 minutes. There is hemohim in 12 minutes. And each one gives a slightly different slant. The history,
Yes.
the story behind it, whatever. I invite all of us to grab a hold of these tutorials and save them, file them away. Because as you rightly just now indicate, Gwen, that for certain type of audience, the engineer, the doctor, the student, the skeptic, whoever, you are able to sift through and filter which might be the best video to send to your audience. Because the truth is, it's all packaged there's so many wonderful things about this company. And I happen to like Mr. Atame Bro, because while he's bringing across the technical stuff, it's not boring, and I find him fun. Uh, so please, 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 when I drop these videos, whether in the motivational, inspirational side of the Momentum Morning Show or the feature presentation side of the show, please grab a hold of these very, very potent videos. They are going to come in handy. You don't have to say anything, just the invitation. Can I send you a video? And I told the story last week. A guy is jogging past my home. I shout out to him. I say, "You're walking in the most intentional way. You seem to be about something. I'd like to send you a video." These were my last words to him. Can I have your number? That night, he didn't leave my home until near midnight. He had to see me. Not only did we talk about the products, but he purchased 1 ton load of products, his vitamins, his Hemohim, whatever. So guys, what else can I say? You got to represent it, and it's really, really very easy. It all starts with, can I send you a video? And the most you might have to do is just a follow-up. Did you watch the video? Because by this time you will have that person's number. So you make a call. Did you watch the video? I didn't get a chance to watch. Please watch it. And then you don't stop until you hear that person say conclusively, yes, I watched it. And watch what the response is going to be. I say it all the time. A lot of heavy lifting is done here. And we drop a lot of nuggets. So there's no excuse. If you have a smartphone, then you're on your way. Let the crusade begin. Thank you, Gwen. And by the way, what I love about this particular video is that it doesn't hide the fact that whatever bad reporting, false reporting might be out there about this issue with liver. Well, it addresses that. Yes, there was in Hong Kong, there was Singapore, whatever. There was a story about something with Hemohim and liver. What we have here is that that is erroneous. It could be that that person had some underlying issue. It's not necessarily the Hemohim. And I will add to that, only promote Hemohim from Atomy, because the truth is there are fake products out there. No one should go to Amazon to buy this product. As a matter of fact, last week I'm presenting the Hemohim to a customer, and she's ready to go and get it on Amazon to explore if it's available on Amazon. I had to discourage her. She said, no, you don't want to do that because the boxes will look alike, but they're not the same. Every box of Hemohim is trackable. And here's a kicker about this company called Atomy. If they don't like the product, Atomy will take it back and will refund the money. So how is that for a company that is top flight?
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Gwen. All right. So we are running down. It's almost 11, so be 11. I really want to just do the lutein because we have not been focusing on eye health. I also had wanted to talk a little bit about the spirulina, which really is a superfood. That spirulina, we need to know more about spirulina. It is a nutrition dense. That's your protein right there. So for those of us who think it has to be the meat, your spirulina is your answer. But for today, I don't know if we have time to go into the spirulina, but we definitely want to look at the lutein for our eye health. So let's see what we have here. Let me pull it up out of the library, and and let's reacquaint ourselves with this great product called the lutein in the Atomy store.
Are your eyes healthy? Because of the smartphone and computer and environment, these things damage our eyes. I prepare health supplement for eyes. This is one of my favorite health supplement. That is eye lutein. One day, I used the camera. When I zoom it, I cannot see the object clearly. My eyesight became blurred. That's because I started to take the eye lutein. After I took the lutein for 2 weeks, one day, I unintentionally brought my camera again. When I zoom it, I can see the object clearly. This lutein is really good. It will make your eyesight clear. Macular is a component of eye. Macular is a part of the retina at the back of the eye. It is only about 5 mm across, but is responsible for all of our central vision, most of our color vision, and the fine detail of what we see. Because of the environment factor, aging and disease, the density of the macular falls. Macular degeneration. Due to the degradation of the central macular, vision is lost, and the center of the vision darkens and becomes blurred. We should keep the density of the macular normal. Main ingredient of Atomy lutein. First, lutein. Second, vitamin A. Third, zinc. Fourth, berry extraction. Lutein make macular pigment and density normal. Vitamin A is a nutrient for a visual aid in dark places. When you drive in the Philippines in the nighttime, your eyes is really tired. Sometimes there's high beam and dark. There's sometimes dog and cat and chickens. Our eyes are very tired. We need this Atomy lutein. Zinc is for normal function of the immune. It is necessary for normal cell division. Aside from that, we have 20% of the berry extraction. It is all good for the eyes. This Atomy lutein is good for those who experience vision decline due to aging, those who drive at night and like to watch TV, work on computer for a long time, those who are exposed to the UV light, or those who are concerned with the vision health. Atomy lutein is really good. One Atomy lutein is 1,570 pesos, good for 3 months. It has 90 soft gel. If we divide it 1,570, 90 per piece is 17.4 pesos. Please go to the pharmacy. You ask, how much is a lutein? Usually 40 pesos, 50 pesos. We call it absolute quality and absolute price. Let's keep our eyes healthy with the Atomy lutein. Of all the senses, sight must be the most delightful, Helen Keller said. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Very nice sentence, right?
All right, Mr. Atomy Bo. Thank you. And finally, I think we have time for our spirulina. Guys, please get your Atomy on, your lutein, your spirulina, and don't forget your milk thistle. It's time to give the liver a little help. It's been working hard and it's so neglected. So you have your milk thistle in the store. Get your milk thistle. One spirulina coming up.
Vegetables, yet high protein, spirulina. It develops your immunity, removes toxicity to the body, and helps skin health. Today, I will explain spirulina, which helps skin beauty and elasticity, and has antioxidant effect on our bodies. Atomy 100% pure spirulina. It means nothing is mixed. There are no other sub-materials. 100% spirulina. When we eat spirulina, our body absorbs 95%. What is a spirulina? It is a microalgae. It was 3.6 billion years ago. It is the first microalgae on Earth and is shaped like a spiral. Spirulina is 65 to 70% high protein food. Usually beef contains 20% protein, 39% beans, and 12% eggs. Compared to that, the protein content is very high. It is a food that has a lot of protein. Protein are the main ingredients that make all the muscle, blood, hair, nails, and skin in our bodies. If we lack protein, our bodies take protein from the muscles and use it as a blood. Lack of protein weakens muscles and ages quickly. It also contains 18 other essential amino acids and 20% carbohydrates, 15 essential fatty acids, 13 minerals, 12 vitamins, and dietary fibers. It contains all 6 major nutrients. In addition, it contains 5 types of antioxidant that captures active oxygen. The first one is a beta-carotene, carotenoids. It turns into vitamin A when it goes into our body. It has antioxidant effect with a natural vitamin A. Especially, there's a lot of vitamin 12. Vitamin 12 is found in the meat. Strangely, it is not meat, but you can find a lot of vitamin 12 in spirulina. Other than that, it has a lot of vitamins. It also contains a lot of vitamin D and K. Spirulina is like a chlorophyll. It is a green. It has antioxidant that detoxify the heavy metals. And it has also phycocyanin. You can only find the phycocyanin in spirulina. It is an ingredient that represents blue-green. It is very important. To take spirulina is to take phycocyanin. That's how important it is. This removes waste such as fine dust and heavy metal from our bodies. It also has a SOD, superoxide dismutase. It removes antioxidants by absorbing them on our bodies. It is an antioxidant enzyme. There's a lot of this stuff in there. Nutrients and antioxidants. It contains more than 60 different kinds of the important nutrients. That's why it is called superfood. You may wonder, where can I prove it? WHO, World Health Organization, FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. In these places, spirulina was declared for the future food of mankind. UNICEF is currently feeding spirulina as a relief effort for the hunger. NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, because we cannot send astronauts packing food. So spirulina, which has enough nutrition, has become a superfood. Where does spirulina grow? Hawaii Island in the Pacific Ocean. It is island of Kailua Kona, cultivated in the sea near the ocean. The temperature here is 40 degrees. The water is warm. It is 6 times saltier than sea. In short, it is a salt lake, and it rains less. It is a river alkaline lake. This place is so clean. Spirulina is cultivated with the deep ocean, water from 600 meters under the sea of this farm. Deep water is rich in minerals. The name of this company is Cyanotic. It is a microalgae company. It was patented in the United States by cooling and drying. Dry it at a low temperature because it loses nutrition if it is dried by heat. Minimal loss of nutrition. So they were patented in the United States. GMO-free, plant-based capsule. Some products are powders and get stuck in your teeth. Plant capsules digest well. A bottle is for 2 months, 1,050 pesos. 500 pesos a month, 2 capsules a day. Some people have this kind of thinking. I have to take it protein at once. It's important to take certain amount every day. 2 capsules a day. It is also important for teenagers to grow protein. In particular, protein is the main ingredient in most of the drugs that grow tall. Then, older people avoid meat. This is because saturated fat and cholesterol are high. I can't eat meat properly because my teeth hurt. Vegetables, yet high protein. Spirulina, it develops your immunity, removes toxicity to the body, and helps skin health. You can help getting older, but you can live a lively life if you prevent it through healthy food in advance. Let's take 2 pieces of spirulina every day. Thank you so much.
You and I were both lied to since childhood. We were told since we were her age.
Thank you so much. So, family, I
That
give
was
you your, I
good.
give you, yeah, I give you your hemohim. Okay, I gave you your lutein, and I gave you your spirulina, and there's no charge. Free, free. Guys, listen, that spirulina, that's a superfood right there. Your
Mm.
spirulina and this guy called the moringa, those two guys out there, outstanding. Your spirulina, 2 per day. That's your protein right there. No need to go hunting for the meat and all that kind of stuff. It's all there, packaged and presented 100% pure spirulina.
Can you put those
You
in the
got,
chat for us?
of course, as a matter of fact, I'll do it right away.
Can hear you,
Good.
CJ.
Valerie, what did you say, Valerie?
Oh, no, we didn't hear you, but you are back.
Yeah, I'm posting those videos right now in the chat.
CJ?
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Hello, CJ.
Yes.
That was awesome. I take spirulina every day. That solidifies why I'm taking
You
spirulina.
bet.
Yes,
That's
awesome.
right.
Because I don't take meat. The only meat I eat is fish. I'm saying I need more protein. So this is gonna be awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You know, the truth is, if we really just understand what we have here in our store, you know. Yes, Annette, go ahead, Annette. I see your hand. Please go ahead.
I'm also taking spirulina. 2 a day.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I'm using most of the products in Atomy, for
Yeah.
my health. Yeah. Like the
That's
lutein also, I use it for my
correct.
eyes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I'll back you guys up. I'm also on spirulina. As a matter of fact,
Mhm.
2 a day is really great because we have 120 capsules in there.
Mhm.
So it is very affordable. I am also taking the lutein, CJ. I
Yes.
actually I have both of them because my upline OD said to me, "Oh, take one, alternate them." So I'll quickly say a testimony about that because I've been on it for a year and a half now. And when I went for my eyes, people, I'm going to be 74 in May. The doctor
Mhm.
said, I really believe it's because of these preventative supplements.
Yes.
He
Yes.
said
Yes.
to me, wow,
Mhm.
I didn't see you in 4 years. And I thought when I see you again, I may have to say something to you about cataracts. He said, you have no sign of cataracts.
Mm.
So let's just use these supplements for prevention measures.
Yes.
It works. I mean, I am delighted. And now they normally
Yes.
say that cataract is not a big deal, but if I can prevent having anybody do any sort of little operation, big operation on my body, I'm going to do that. So to God
Yes.
be the glory. Thank you.
To God be the glory. Okay. So, family, we have it all here. If it's a digestion issue, if it's a liver issue, blood circulation, bone health, eye health, brain and memory health, and that's just to name a few. So you got your calcium, you got your psyllium husk, you got your milk thistle, you have your atomy iron, you have your atomy smart memory up, you have your lutein and your astaxanthin. We have no excuses, and so I invite all of us to get with the program, get your walking on, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but at least half an hour each day, and let's take our supplements. That's it for me this morning.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's a
Thank you,
beautiful
Robert.
thing, Jay. That's a beautiful
Love
thing.
you guys.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So
CJ,
we'll be
you
here
have
tomorrow.
time to give me a quick call after your call?
Sure thing. Sure thing. Sure thing.
Give me just a quick call.
All right, Robert. We'll do. All right, guys.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry, CJ.
yes.
Where did you post the walking videos?
Okay, it's in the chat right now, and I'll just give you a minute to grab it. If you can. I will also post it over in Momentum Atomy Momentum Morning.
Okay, that's
Please,
great.
please do, yeah, because I was looking for them yesterday, and I thought,
Yes.
okay, maybe you're waiting until you have all of them. I'm sharing them with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
He posted them, but later.
Where?
Yeah,
In the
because
Momentum
I saw them there because I sent them to some of my downline.
Yes, it's
Oh,
all
why
there,
don't I see?
Valerie.
I'm sorry, CJ. I'll call you because I don't see them in the Momentum. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong chat. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not
Yes.
You
going to
know,
take too
he
much of your
first
time.
sent 3, and then the rest he sent them later.
Who's that? Is that my sister Patience?
Yes.
Okay, can you please send them to me so that I don't bother CJ?
Okay, I will.
You have my
No
number
worries,
still,
no
right?
worries. I'll
Thank
do a
you.
resend, and whatever will make us help us to get the word out there. Yes,
Yes,
no
I
problem.
like them to start a conversation, like sending them to people, and then we strike a conversation regarding Atomy and
Sure.
everything else. So thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, Valerie. So, Aja,
Aja.
Okay.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Have a blessed day,
Have a
everybody.
blessed day. Have a blessed day, Gwen.
Thank you.
Thank you, CJ.
You're welcome, KJ. I just posted all the videos again, so just in case, it's all there. The importance of walking, the exact moment you start to walk, what happens, how your fat cells react to 30 minutes of walking. And we have the Hemohim tutorial, we have the Atomy Lutein, and the Spirulina.
Got it.
And I also post it over in the Momentum Morning, Atomy Momentum Morning. All right, KJ, we'll talk soon. Have a great day.
Yes, have a great day, man, and thank you for
All
what
right.
you do,
Okay.
man. Appreciate you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
my brother.
All right.